This is how to change oil on Suzuki King Quad 300 four-wheel drive, four-wheeler. It's got all the gear shifters here. You want to be in neutral. You want to let the machine run for about 5 or 10 minutes, and then it's usually best to actually drive it, get the gears flowing. The gear case and the engine oil is all the same, so it really helps make that oil flow. You gotta have hot oil so it all drains out. The first thing you're gonna want to do is take this pan off. This is gonna be your engine oil drain right here. I drain the oil in this quite a bit, so I've actually just cut it out so I can do it really easy. But that's gonna be your hole right in there. That is gonna be a 21 millimeter, just like so. And then the other thing you're gonna want to have is a paper filter. Suzuki, there's a part number if you can read it, and you want to change the filter out. If not every oil change, every other one. So it's going to look like that. You'll see when I take the old one out that there'll be some metal flakes and stuff in there. Just grab your basic pan, just like changing oil in your car. We'll pop that bolt out of there and let the oil drain out. I don't know if that's going to pick it up or not, but I'll just... This here. And that is really super tight. That's really hot. And just drain the oil out like so. And then you want to pull that filter out too. So right here, these 3 bolts is what we're going to be pulling off. And this is your oil check valve here. Let's see if I can make this or not. I have to move it. These off. Just be careful because that is going to be warm. But that's what you want. You want all that old oil to come out of there. So it needs to be nice and warm and free flowing. You're going to have a spring right here, and then the old filter right here. Pull that out, drop it down, put one in, just like so. Put your spring back in here. That is really hot. And then set that back on there. Okay, I've got our cap back on here. Drain plug reinstalled there. We'll put these caps, these little bolts on right here. Snug everything up. And then we'll add oil back in. Fill it up to the sight glass here. This is the filter we took out of there. And in there, in between these fins, you can see there's pieces of metal in there. And that's what you want to change this for. You want to make sure that you try and remove all that metal possible. You can see in this one there's a bunch of it right in there. And it just helps keep everything clean. And you're removing that stuff and getting it out of there each and every time you change this out. You can see there's little shiny specks in every single one of these. Dirt, debris, all kinds of stuff. And I change the oil fairly often, so this is coming out every single time. So that's why it's super important to make sure you change the filter as well. If you don't have a filter, you can spray this off with some brake cleaner or something, blow it out with a air hose, get most of that stuff out and reuse it once or twice, but that's not really ideal. Okay, well, the vehicle is still level. It's pretty important at this stage. This is going to be your fill tube right here, located by the right side tire, rear tire, and this will just pop right open here. Now it's going to say SAE 10W40 motor oil in there. I like to use this synthetic OW40 because the 40 is what it needs to be, the viscosity that it needs to be while it's hot and running, and it's going to be the optimum thickness for this particular motor. The thinner the oil is, for example, like a 5W30 or this O40, is going to be the starting weight. And because this is cold weather area, I'm going to use this for plowing snow, etc., etc. Be starting it every day in the very, very cold. This O is going to help lubricate things and keep the machine a lot more lubricated, a lot quicker on those cold starts. So we're just going to pop that cap off, get a funnel like so, and put the oil right in there. Let's see if this will stay here. Put the oil right in there. Make sure your funnel's clean. And don't pour too fast so you avoid spillage like that. And put a cord in. And check the sight glass right here. There's none in here yet. So we'll add some more. If you overfill it, you can always drain a little bit out. However, that's not exactly ideal. That's two. And we'll check sight glass. Nothing yet. I'm only going to pour half of this one and then check. And you can see now how we've got the oil right here in that sight glass starting to show up. So I'm going to add just a little bit more. where we're right in the middle of that sight glass, I'm going to start the machine, and then I'm going to run it around a little bit, make sure all the oil is getting into everything, and then check it again, and if we need to add some, we can add some. And that's pretty much it. You put the screw the oil cap back on here, and that's how you change the oil in your Suzuki 300 King Quad 90s model. Now I've ran this, checked the oil, it sucked it down, filled up the oil filter, and it did need the rest of this. So you're looking right at 3 quarts of oil, roughly, for this particular model here. And after we've ran it, it went out of the sight glass, and we've refilled the sight glass back up to halfway right there. So that's how you change your oil.